Because generally the way that guides are thought of within the human field is that your guides are standing by. They're over there, but they're not connected to you. They're not integrated into you. They just have to be standing around hoping that one day you can hear them. That one day, maybe after many lifetimes, you realize they are there. And then you can be guided by them. But consider this. Does that seem like a divine design? Does that seem like the one in its ultimate wisdom has created a design which is most efficient? No, it doesn't. What would be much more efficient, much more in line with the concept of the ultimate wisdom of the one creating with a divinity which is perfect, is hello. Sorry that I'm a couple of days late with my channel. I was feeling a little under the weather. If you haven't read this book yet, I really recommend that you do. The 3 Awakenings That Save Humanity. I'm getting really great feedback. People are really enjoying this book. If you'd like to have a private channel, that's something that you can do. Also, you can see below this video, there is a link to this book, which is also available in ebook and audiobook. And there is a link to a private channeling inquiry. Doesn't commit you to anything, just gets the ball rolling so we can have a discussion, see if there's a fit. About halfway through creating a new course called How to Channel. So that's something to keep your eye out for. That's on the horizon. I'll be releasing that, I don't know, maybe in a month or ish, something like that, depending on what else is going on. If you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Today's topic is the network of the one and your connection to everything. Greetings and thank you for going with our inspiration by channeling on the statement, the network of the one and your connection to everything. We decided to channel on this today because recently Muzz submitted a survey to his audience and several people were kind enough to reply. And upon seeing the replies, we noticed that a common feeling of doubt regarding being able to channel was the idea one cannot connect to their guides. And if you understood the absolute lattice-like integration and connectedness of the one, you would realize that is entirely impossible. And it's almost an amusing statement that you would only hear a third density being who is yet to transition into the state of unity where there is connectiveness to all aspects of the larger being, for humanity, that being the humanity being, could have this erroneous idea. So, we're hoping that by the end of this channel you will understand that you are connected to everything because the one is a massive network. And it makes an entire sense this would be so, even just before we get into the sort of granular detail. If the one is one thing, then there is nothing within the one thing that could not be connected to this one thing, because if it was not connected, then it would be two things. Can you see? So, even this very cursory sweep of observation about the one, it makes entire sense that everything is connected. It is one massive network, because that is, by definition, a oneness, which the one is. So, let's now get down to the finer detail to bring more textural understanding, more visceral appreciation of this concept of the network of the one and your connection to everything. You are the highest self. You are not the avatar that you see in the mirror. And this higher self aspect, which is the true you, is stored off-site, in a sense. And as it's stored off-site, and yet it is animating the avatar, then the higher self aspect obviously is feeding into the body. So, this is the same as saying that you are real-time download streaming your higher self aspect into the avatar. So, you're channeling yourself from the perspective of the avatar. You are channeling this higher self aspect because that is what animates the avatar. If this connection was severed between the avatar and the higher self, the avatar would cease to be. It would become inanimate. It would be dead. So, your download stream coming into the avatar is not 100% higher self. Incorporated into this download stream are also your guides. So, a very small percentage of the stream is your guides. Mostly it is you. Now, this may be a concept you have not heard before, because generally the way that guides are thought of within the human field is that your guides are standing by. They're over there, but they're not connected to you. They're not integrated into you. They just have to be standing around hoping that one day you can hear them. That one day, maybe after many lifetimes, you realize they are there. And then you can be guided by them. But consider this. Does that seem like a divine design? Does that seem like the one in its ultimate wisdom has created a design which is most efficient? No, it doesn't. What would be much more efficient, much more in line with the concept of the ultimate wisdom of the one creating with a divinity which is perfect, is that your guides are available always because they are literally integrated into you. So, your download stream is you and it is your guides. Your guides are literally part of the flow which animates the avatar. And this can be experienced as when you have an idea to do something and you know this thing that you wish to do is not really beneficial to oneself. It is harmful to self, or it is a decision which would have consequences contrary to having a peaceful life. And yet impulsively you have decided that you will do that. And yet there is a voice of wisdom saying, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. Make a different choice. Choose with a higher vibration. This is your guides guiding you. Your guides are literally part of your composition. So, you are connected to your guides. That's the first layer of connectedness. But now we will begin to illustrate that there is a fractal nature to this relationship, because your guides have their own guides. And so their composition is themselves, but part of it is also their guides. And so as your guides are part of your composition and their guides are part of their composition, then this is the same as saying that their guides is also part of your composition. Can you see it? So this is the next layer in the fractal. It's the repeating pattern. But of course, it doesn't end there, because your guides also have guides, and they are also part of the composition of the feed of them, and therefore the feed of your guides and the feed of you. So now we're going multiple layers of the fractal, but it doesn't end. It goes on infinitum. And so there are your guides have guides, they 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 have guides, infinitum. And through this fractal relationship, this fractal pattern, you are connected to everything within this network, which is exclusive to your galaxy. Because all beings that have a guide in your galaxy are guided by beings within your galaxy. So, you can see that in the ultimate extrapolation, you are connected to every being within your galaxy through this embedding of guides fractal pattern. But it extends beyond that, because you're also connected to all other galaxies. And let us explain how this is so. Your expanded self-definition is the humanity being. When there is a transition into the fourth density state, your fifth dimension will be the understanding of unity, knowing that you are the group and you are the individual. This self-identification as the group, as literally the group being is you, this will be your fifth dimension. And then the next incremental expansion of self-identity will be that you are the earth. And then the next will be that you are the solar system being. And then the next will be that you are the galaxy being. So, in your download stream, your real-time stream which animates the avatar, there is also this connectedness. So, part of your stream is the humanity being, because it is you. You are the humanity being. And part of the humanity being's stream is the earth being, because it is an aspect of the earth being. And therefore you are an aspect of the earth being, because you are the humanity being. And incrementally, this continues. So therefore, you are the solar system being, and therefore you are a galactic being, meaning that your download stream animating the avatar has these expanded aspects of self as part of the composition. So you're beginning to see that you are connected to everything, that you are not an isolated being, but a being that is literally connected to all other aspects of the One. The One is an incredibly integrated network. So, part of your composition is the galactic being. The galactic being, the Milky Way being, it also has a guide. All the galaxies which formed before the Milky Way galaxy are guides for your galaxy. So, what this means is part of the composition of the download stream which animates the galaxy is the guides of your galaxy. And therefore, as part of your composition is the expanded aspect of self, which is the galactic being, then part of that stream coming from that expanded aspect is the guides of your galaxy. So, the guides of your galaxy also have guides, and this fractal dynamic appears again. And so now the guides of your galaxy are also incorporated into the download stream, which comprises the being which you are, which animates the avatar. And they have guides, 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 infinitum. So, now can you see? You are literally connected to everything. Everything is a part of you. There is nothing in existence that isn't part of your composition. That's how profoundly connected you are to literally everything. So, what this means, to provide an example, within your galaxy, which is our galaxy, is, for example, a planetary system, which is way over on the other side of your galaxy. And that planet within that star system is connected to you, because within this fractal layering of the guide relationship occurring within the galaxy, so the guides of your guides of your guides of your guides of your guides, and so on, eventually there is going to be a being that operates as a guide, which spiritually originates from that planet. And as such, you are connected to that planet. You are connected to the greater aspect of the individual, this entire species, and the planet, and the star system. And then through this model of fractal pattern, but on the galactic scale, where your galaxy has guides, and they have guides, and they have guides, and they have guides, then in a galaxy which is so far away that it's unlikely humanity will ever become aware of it, even when it reaches the peak of its scientific and technological understanding. This galaxy is so far away that no one within this galaxy, even if they have a culture which is billions of years old, could develop the science to get that far. You are still connected to it, because there is the guides of your galaxy who have their own guides, infinitum. So eventually, one of those beings is going to be that far-reaching galaxy. So, let us finish in this way. The idea that one is isolated, that one is disconnected from everything else, is very much a conceptualization which is limited to your solar system, because the apex sentient beings that have developed in your solar system have been unique in the way that they are birthed into existence in a special sense without recognition, understanding, knowing of their connection to the one, of their connection to each other, and of their true nature as the light and nothing but the light. So, within the solar system paradigm, there is a possibility that one can believe they are disconnected from everything. And this is a unique experiential privilege, because for the rest of existence it just isn't possible. And it is such a unique and rare experience that there are many who covet to have that experience, because it provides a very unique opportunity of realization, and once reaching the realized state, having a quality of wisdom which is very rare and very powerful, because there is understanding, knowing, realization of connection to the one that was attained, rather than just being the default state in which one was birthed into. And because there is now this experiential understanding of not being connected, or believing that you are not connected because you were born into this state, and now having birthed into this realized state once the ascension has been crossed, then that's a profound understanding which no other beings in existence besides those that have evolved within your solar system possess. But the reality is, as we have illustrated during this channel, that you are connected to everything. And the relevance of this, which we spoke of in the beginning of this channel, is from reviewing the survey responses regarding channeling. The most common reason that people gave as to why they may struggle to channel is that they cannot connect to their guides, that they seem to be isolated, that perhaps in this lifetime part of their contract was that to never be connected. Yeah, this is an impossibility. Just by the very nature of the one, you are connected to everything. There is nothing you are not connected to. There is nothing which is not part of your composition. So, in a practical sense, what this implies is that if you decided that you wished to channel, and you chose a being that you wish to channel, or you just wish to channel your guides, it is absolutely a possibility. And not just a possibility, but it is the default nature of all those that exist outside of your solar system being. Because as they have been birthed into existence in a special sense, with understanding of the connectiveness to the one, to each other, and their true nature as the light, nothing but the light, then channeling is just a very natural part of being alive, of being an organic being. And it is not something which is considered to be mysterious or illustrious or difficult, but is literally no more challenging than breathing. You would have heard that there are beings that have come to your planet, and it has been reported by humans that these beings communicate telepathically, that there is a connection and you have a sense, a feeling and visions of what it is they're communicating, and yet no words are spoken. This is because these beings are utilizing the connectiveness they have with you. These pathways which connect everything make it possible for them to communicate with you without using any verbal communication. So, this thread which connects you to them connects you to every other aspect of the One, including to the One itself. So yes, it would be possible if you chose to literally channel the One, and the One would be very happy to partake in that exercise, because by partaking in that exercise it strengthens the connection and it furthers your realization that you literally are the One, which will be the ultimate realization, which signifies your coalescence back into the One and the One's purpose for creating you having been fulfilled. So, when you decide to attempt channeling, be cognizant that you are literally connected to anything that you wish to channel. There is nothing in existence which you are not connected to. And all you need to do is utilize the pre-existing network to make the connection. This requires trust, it requires faith, and it will require practice and the ability to hold doubt at bay. Because the doubt which was spoken of in the survey questions is artifact of being born into the third density state within your solar system and not having a immediate awareness of your connection to everything. So, the doubt, although a real doubt in the sense that you literally have that doubt, it is erroneous. It is a misunderstanding. It's a misconceptualization of what you are, what the One is, and how you are integrated into it, and therefore integrated into everything else. So, if you would like the channel, then go into it with that mindset of the comprehensive integration of all aspects of the One into the one massive network, of which there is a pathway connecting you to everything else. And then it will become much easier. And if you practice, you will begin to discover that you have some talent for channeling. And really what it is that you are utilizing the latent capacities of the avatar. Every human within the human field on Earth has as a latent ability channeling, because it is a default part of the design. So, if you ever feel alone, understand that it is impossible for you to be alone. You are so loved that all other aspects of the One give part of themselves to you as your composition. You literally are everything. There is nothing in existence which is not part of you. So, you are never alone. You are always loved. And your abilities to do what you may have considered to be a guru skill that others possess, but I never would, is very much to the contrary. An ability that is hardwired into you. And all you need to do is utilize what is already there. Enjoy the journey. Have fun. Thank you. And we love you.